Disguise is the final movie to come out in the year 2019, and I was pretty interested in it. I really enjoyed the premise of this movie. That sounded also really intriguing. I also thought the cast was really good. So what did I think of Spies in Disguise? Well, we're about to talk about it. So without that further ado, let's talk about Spies in Disguise. So the basic plot of Spies in Disguise is a young scientist, voiced by Tom Holland, is trying to figure out this big epic experiment to make spies basically invisible. And when this one super spy, like literally the best spy in the world, voiced by Will Smith, goes to him for advice to catch this bad guy, he turns him into a pigeon. And so that is the basic plot of this film. So I was pretty interested in it. Critics seem to really enjoy it. It has a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes. So overall, what did I think of Spies in Disguise? Well, I thought it was a very bland movie. I didn't hate it, but to end off 2019, to end off a pretty good year of movies, I just found this very strange and very weird. I didn't hate it. There was definitely some good elements in Spies in Disguise. There was some really good humor that I enjoyed. But overall, it's a movie that I wouldn't really recommend unless you have kids. Unless you have kids, grandkids, kids that you can take, I would recommend this. But just to see on your own, just you or maybe your date, I wouldn't recommend this movie. But overall, I think it's a very enjoyable film to the slightest. Let's talk about what it works. The casting of this movie, I think, is what really makes this work. Will Smith and Tom Holland have absolutely fantastic chemistry in this film. They do a great job voicing their characters. It's really hard to talk about voice work, because how do you really judge voice work besides, hey, the character sounds good enough? That's, I guess, how you would judge voice work. But their voice work, I thought, was really great. The animation in this movie, I also thought, was a very good blend, but it's mostly just typical late 2019 animation, and it didn't really catch my eye. I think that's a lot of movies, the animation, besides like the Lego Movie 2, which had a really smart animation, but movies like The Addams Family, this, and a whole bunch of animated movies that we've gotten this year, they just feel and they look all the same. You don't really get any unique animation movies anymore, and I wish this film had a much more unique animation span, which, yes, it's very bright, it's very colorful, and it's very vibrant, and really catches your eye, but overall, it just doesn't feel that unique. It feels like early animation, and it doesn't really work on some parts. The action scenes are very thrilling, they're very well animated. It's nothing super exciting or thrilling, but I think it'll get a young child's blood pumping. And I can say there's some good jokes that really do land. There's some really funny stuff involving the pigeons, but most of the jokes are just like very paid by numbers, very typical kids movie jokes, and I didn't really find most of it funny. I did find some moments really funny, but most of the moments I just found to be very flat and very dull, and it didn't really intrigue me that much. And overall, this movie doesn't have a lot of umph and originality to it. I did enjoy it. I would definitely see it again. The villain in this film, I think, he's not stereotypical. Well, he kind of is. He has no backstory. He's a typical standard of villain who wants to destroy the world and destroy the industry and destroy every single spy, and he has this big army of drones, and the hero has to try to stop the villain. It's like a road trip movie, only with pigeons, and that does sound like a good concept on paper, but I feel like if they were to make a sequel to this movie, which of course no spoilers, but the way they ended, they did set up for a sequel. I think there was a lot they can improve on this movie. There's a lot they can do, and I feel like they kind of wasted the potential of pigeons in this movie, and they do use some of them in the action sequences. But he's not really a pigeon all that long to the movie. You think he's going to be pigeons in the entire film, but then at the very end of the movie, he turns into a human. And of course, no spoilers, but he's only a pigeon through halfway of the movie. And I think the best parts of this film is the pigeon stuff. There's one sequence in particular that I thought was really funny and really did catch my interest. But most of this film is just bland and kind of forgettable. And as a conclusion, would I recommend Spies in Disguise? Yeah, it's a fun time. It's a good movie that you can watch with your family or your kids and just enjoy. But would I tell you to seek out to the cinema for it? Probably not. Just wait until maybe it comes to Redbox, YouTube, iTunes, Netflix. Just wait until that type of things. I'm going to give Spies in Disguise a B-. It's not a horrible movie. I definitely would recommend Spies in Disguise. It's a fine movie, but it's not really anything special. Let me know what you guys thought of it down in the comments below. Did you see it? Are you looking forward to see it? Do you think this is a good movie to end off the year 2019? I'll let you know all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys did like this video, you guys can hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really does help out this channel a ton. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. General out.